Dark Master here, back again for the next video in the Answers Marathon. This time it is 33 questions white people have for other white people. Oh boy, is there going to be a lot of white guilt in this video. I think we can all assume that. Anyway, let's get started.
You assume all the other races like fried chicken. I love fried chicken. It should be a white person stereotype because of me.
Firstly, I don't assume that other races like chicken more than any other race. Here's the thing. Statistically, black people do like chicken more. But it's really more of a southern thing than I would say a race thing. You know, deep in the South, fried chicken is just loved universally by everyone I know. Also, a stereotype belongs to a whole group, not just an individual. So no, there shouldn't be a stereotype because of you. Just trying to inform you that you're quite wrong on that.
Why do we make it so we only have pumpkin in the fall? I want pumpkin all the time.
First of all, we don't. Have you ever heard of canned pumpkin? It's disgusting in my opinion, but it does exist. The reason why pumpkin is more popular in the fall and not all year is mainly because pumpkins grow or are in season during the fall. That's when they're peak production, while watermelons mostly found in summer. It's the same reason. These crops have specific growing seasons. So let us continue.
Seriously, like, is it genetic or something? Do they like stiff hips or like two left feet? Yeah.
It's a stereotype. There are plenty of white people who can dance fantastically, and there are plenty of black people who can't dance fantastically. You really gotta love the double standards of racism that BuzzFeed and other social justice warriors ensure and use. But yeah, let's continue, shall we?
English is hard.
Annoyed when other people can't speak English because they're in jobs that pretty much require someone to speak English. Hello! If you are in a customer service job and you can't speak English in an English majority country, then no offense to you, but you are absolutely pathetic. I could understand if you're going to Mexico and someone can't speak English, but to be in America and you're unable to speak a lick of English, I'm sorry, that's just a massive disadvantage. Now, I'm not going to shame you, but I do get slightly annoyed, as would anyone with common logical sense.
We have silent K's. Why do we get so excited?
We have silent K's, but Spanish and other languages have gendered words. That's insane. Like, apparently you need a separate word for when a girl runs and when a boy runs. That's so stupid. It's so stupid, completely and utterly stupid. But I forgot, I'm just being bigoted, right? It's okay to make fun of white people in English, but you make fun of any other race or language, you're a xenophobic racist. Now, I'm not angry at you in particular, I'm just kind of annoyed by this whole concept. Every language has its idiosyncrasies and flaws. Now, I don't believe in a universal language, but I think we can all agree that every language has its flaws. Okay?
Okay. Why do we get so excited to brag on Instagram that we went to a really cool, authentic cultural festival? No, we went with all of our white friends. Why?
Well, me and my entire family don't have an Instagram account. Secondly, what? How is it any less authentic that you put along your white friends? That's so racist. Are you saying I can't have a authentic bar mitzvah because I don't invite like 100 black people? Like, I mean, geography. Some people don't live where there's some people live where there's not a lot of black people, so they can't really invite black people to their parties. And besides, like, if you go into a German, like, cultural party, why does that matter? Oh, but Miss White Guilt, I guess. Anyway, let us continue.
People spray tan until they turn orange. Can't you just be comfortable in your own body? I'm just saying, it's not tan, it's orange.
Spray tan their skin orange, the same reason why some black people cream their skin till it's white. Have you heard of Michael Jackson? It's like a. I personally would never do that because I think it's kind of stupid. But it's just like, why does it matter? It's his personal choice. It's his personal freedom. And you know they're doing this because of Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump dared to run for president against Empress Hillary Clinton. So isn't it funny how they're making fun of people with orange skin? That sounds a bit, what's the word? Racist? But you know, it's impossible to be racist against white people and orange people. There are some people who get away with orange skin. I'm just going to say that right now. It really depends on the person.
Why do you think that since you've seen 5 seasons of The Wire, you're a cultural expert? Why do you think...
The Blair. I have no idea what that TV show is. And I haven't watched a single episode of it. However, I don't view myself as a cultural expert. I view myself more of an animal biologist expert because I'm really good with animals. But let's just say when you watch a lot of media involving a certain group, you do tend to pick up on a few things. But I forgot, I'm just a racist bigot. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Mr. X?
Why do you believe everything you see on TV when it comes to other races?
First of all, I'm skeptical of everything I see on the TV and on the internet. And I don't believe, the caricatures in media. With that being said, when someone says a black person shot the police, I don't assume immediately that either party is at fault. Because I'm a person who gives every side a fair shake. Can the same be said of you and BLM? Because they seem to like to blame the police a lot without knowing the full context of the situation.
That when a TV show becomes diverse, even though diverse usually just means people of color.
Like, there's no way to please people like you. You want quotas based on race, but that's not racist? Why don't we hire people based on merit? Why don't we do that instead of arbitrarily assuming a certain number of a certain race? Also, how many black people have to partake? Can there only be one white person? Or would that one white person make the entire show a white supremacist show? Like why do people make these things a race thing? Judge people on their merit, not on the color of their bloody skin. That's what Martin Luther King Jr. said. That's what Malcolm X said. That's what I say. Never thought I'd agree. I mean, I never thought, just so strange and obscure and rude.
Movies with white stars are automatically more relatable than movies with people of color. People of...
First of all, I don't assume that. I loved Men in Black. I loved Blade. Somewhat loved Blade 2. These things are not a race thing. You continually are obsessed with making it a race thing. I look at a character and I view their character. I don't look at their color of their skin. Unless that plays into their character, but that's very rare. I really do not notice the color of someone's skin. But I've been forced to, somewhat, because of political stuff like this. It's like, ugh. It's so aggravating that these social justice warriors make non-racists notice. Just whatever. Stop it.
have had to relate to white characters for all of cinematic history.
That's complete and utter false. And complete and utter BS. If you had said that maybe in the 60s, you would be somewhat right. But as of as of when this video was made, look at Lando Calrissian, look at Poe Dameron, look at, I already mentioned, Blade 2, Spawn, Men in Black 2, Men in Black 3, The Meteor Man. These are not single occurrences. Look at Morgan Freeman. Look at that, Civil War movie. I forgot the name of it right away, but in Black Panther. We do not have a dearth. We are not a dearth of black movie stars, or any other race for that matter. So please, there is no reason for you to lie about this. Get over yourself, is my advice.
Viola Davis, the first black woman to win an Emmy for Best Actress. Why aren't...
She's not the first black person to ever win an award. Also, it doesn't even matter. Like, awards are meaningless. Do you know that, I forgot his name. His name was H.R. Geiger or something. He didn't get awards. Kubrick didn't get awards. So it's not like a race thing. I think that the Oscars are just kind of biased against sci-fi in general, where a lot of black people happen to occur. And superhero movies as well. So it's not a racial thing. Hashtag the Oscars are not racist.
Complaining that the Oscars and other award shows are like all white. It's just like...
Watch them, and because I don't care. I care more about the value of the actors than the color of their skin. Must I repeat this over and over again? Let us continue.
people congratulating other white people on being white. Everybody.
Didn't you just mention a black actress, so your argument is moot? But anyway, keep on lying. That's what you like to do. And besides, that's not what the Oscars are. It's about talent, not race.
Why don't we know the difference between appropriation and appreciation? Why can't...
Appreciation is real and good. Appropriation is false and created to make people feel bad because they wear a certain type of hairstyle. Like, first of all, who cares that some white guy has dreads? Apparently the Vikings stole that. Actually, no, wait, the Vikings had that. In fact, cultures of every race had dreads, so it's not really a black thing. And it's racist to assume so. That's ironic.
figure out how to make our own pop culture, our own slang, our own cool clothes?
Well, white people do have their own culture. Look at the Germans, look at the Vikings, look at the Mafia gang. They had plenty of slang, plenty of bling, plenty of clothes. Fedoras and jackets. It's like, that's so... To say that white people don't have a culture, they just steal it from others, is so racist. But you don't care. You don't care at all because you're filled with white guilt. I can't stand people like this. They're just... Whatever. Let's continue.
Stealing other people's cool clothes and then saying that they are our cool clothes. Why are white people obsessed with Wes Anderson? Why?
I'm not, and neither is T.J. Kirk and various other white people.
Ever say thug life? It's a bad life.
Thug life meme is... They say that because it's kind of cool. It's a cool word. Thug life, man. I'm a cool thug life. Of course it's a hard life. But that's not the point. Ugh, it's so stupid.
Up against seasoning and spiciness. Didn't Christopher Columbus discover America looking for spices?
Yeah. Number one, that's completely false. White people love spices. I mean, just some of them don't. What? And secondly, he didn't discover it because of spices. He discovered it looking for a shorter trade route to India where it had spices. He wasn't looking specifically for spices. He was looking for a shorter route to spices. There's a difference. You could say it's a minor one, but it's a difference nonetheless.
Why do you try to avoid confrontation at all costs?
Why?
I hate casseroles and I do not hate confrontation. Look at my videos. I've responded to the right wing, I've responded to the left wing, I've responded to interventionists and isolationists. I'm not afraid of confrontation. It's just that nobody cares about me because I have less than 50 subs. I mean, come on. How am I supposed to be very confrontational with that little amount of subs? I mean, I don't really care about subs, but it's really hard to be confrontational when you don't have a lot.
Is it crazy that I'm white and I'm a big butt?
Why do you make...
That's such a stupid question. It's not crazy. It means you're kind of special. What? I was like, what? What? You gotta be freaking kidding.
Big deal when somebody doesn't want to hike. Why do you keep...
Even is that question? First of all, I don't particularly like to hike. I like to go fishing. Secondly, there are tons of black people who like to hike. It's not a racial thing. To talk about race, this isn't going to be controversial and condescending at all.
Why do you keep talking about reverse racism? That's not a thing.
You're right. There's no such thing as reverse racism. It's just racism against white people. That's all it is.
People in power. Racism is about oppression. Sorry, white people have not been oppressed. What?
You. Okay, first of all, racism isn't about oppression. It's about prejudice based on race. That's the definition. It never changes. That's the definition. Okay, I'm so sick of social justice warriors changing definitions to fit their narrative. I'm sick of everyone doing that. People say it's not doxing or release names. It is. People say you can't be racist against white people. You can. I am sick of people changing definitions to fit their narrative. And also, the idea that white people have never been oppressed, did you forget about the Ottoman Empire committing massive genocide against white people because they are white? Do you forget about the Armenian genocide? Do you forget about the Romans owning white slaves? Or do you not care about that? Do you ignore that, like Jessica from the Utah Outcasts, who think white people have never been oppressed? Like, they don't count as slaves. They were slaves. They couldn't own property. Just like, shut up. Like, I'm sick of this. Why do you people change definitions about stuff to fit your narrative? Ugh, it's just disgusting. I hate this. Racism is prejudice based on race. Doxing is the releasing of private information, including names. Get over it. That's the definition. Both of you groups can go jump off a cliff.
Says something racist.
And sorry, white people have not been oppressed.
Why are you too afraid to speak up when someone says something racist? What?
Free speech absolutist, and I'm not a thin-skinned little crybaby like you. This country was founded on freedom of speech. That has its upsides, but it also has its downsides. It means that sometimes people will say stuff that offends your feelings. I'm personally offended that you think white people can't dance, but I'm not going to censor your opinion. I'm just going to critique it. That's it.
I think that having one friend of color means that nothing we say or do could possibly ever be racist.
Because people with black friends tend to be less racist than people with black friends. If you're a racist, you don't like people of color. So, like, you being friends with a black person kinda diminishes that. But whatever, you don't care about facts.
Being half white automatically makes my commentary on white culture only half true.
Who said that? And second of all, I would have never known you were only half right had you not said it. So you shot yourself in the foot, dude. Like you shot yourself in the elephant foot.
Just as much white as I am Mexican.
Why do you believe?
And what's your point? Like, I don't care what race you are. If your opinions are garbage, I will critique them.
Black Lives Matter means that your life doesn't matter.
Black Lives Matter advocates for the killing of cops. It advocates that white people need to be punished. That's what it advocates. When I say all lives matter, I'm being completely honest. I'm being completely non-racist. I'm being nice. When you say Black Lives Matter, it means you care more about black lives than you care about any other race of people. Not just whites. You also don't care about Asians, Native Americans, or Australians. So, that's why. It's a safe assumption, and it's also demonstratable.
Life matters. It's just that one has a harder time living.
Why do you get?
Actually inaccurate. More white people get shot by the police. Never mind the fact that of the black people that get shot, I would say that 90% are justified. Now, I don't like cops shooting black people. I think shooting should be a last resort. I mean, why do we even give cops tasers if they're just gonna shoot people all the time? But to say that there's never a justified reason to shoot somebody is freaking insane. I don't know of a single person that thinks black lives don't matter as much as white lives. If you can tell me someone who's like that, please, so I can go tell them they're racist.
When you see a table full of black people, but not when you see a lunchroom full of white people.
I don't freak out either way, because I was like, when I went to school a long time ago, I was the only white kid in a school of blacks. And growing up with that, the idea that black people can't be racist against white people, that's false. Me and the few other white people definitely experience racism. So I don't feel uncomfortable either way because I've had to deal with it. I've had to deal with both large groups of whites and large groups of blacks. Sorry to burst your white guilt bubble.
You always ask to have a white people club. You already do. It's the student union.
Anyone who asks that, the student union is not all white, so shut up. I'm pretty sure in a school that's 90% black, the student union is pretty much entirely black at that school. Secondly, why not? You can have an all-black club, you can have an all-Hispanic club, you can have an all-Asian club, you can have an all-Native American club, you can all have an Australian Aborigine club. You can have all these clubs, but you can't have a white club. Otherwise, that's a part of the clan. Don't you notice the hypocrisy here? I certainly do.
Primarily white. They have a black student union because you don't represent them well. Why do you...
No, they have a black student union because they don't want to be like they can't stand the fact that the student union has different opinions than them. That's why they have a black student union. Also, it's a relic from the 1950s when there was genuine racism. Why it still exists now, I have no idea. It's irrelevant. There's no segregation anymore.
The success of people of color as a threat to you. You know that
I don't view success as a threat to me. I don't. Funny enough, your narrative is flawed. Maybe if you were just a little less racist, you would be onto something. But no, you're racist.
Video about whiteness isn't reverse racism, right? 2 minutes about whiteness, hundreds of years of systemic oppression. Yeah, I think we can deal with this. Why are we upset about immigrants when we were the first immigrants? And we were white people running away from other white people. That kind of shows you how bad white people can be.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
This video is evidence of how bad white people can be. First of all, I'm not against immigrants. I'm against illegal immigrants. Secondly, we didn't run away from white people because they were white. We're running away. First of all, there are different waves. So I'm going to assume you're talking about the Pilgrims. They ran away because they were Puritans, and England didn't like Puritans. It was a religious thing, not a race thing. Also, it doesn't matter if it's 100 years or 2 years. Racism is still racism. Get over it. Anyway, this has been The Dark Master. Remember to like, favorite, and subscribe for more LEGO reviews. And more videos like this. Next week we'll be doing questions Asians have for white people. It's shorter, maybe it'll be slightly better. Anyway, please remember to share, likes, favorite, and subscribe, and share your thoughts down below in the comments section. I hope you have a nice day, and peace out.